Hi, and thanks for watching. I'm Angus from Elite Personal Finance. So today, I'm going to talk to you about how to get a loan if you happen to be unfortunate enough to have a bad credit rating. If this is you, my first tip, don't get a payday loan. Even if you do have bad credit, there are so many different ways to get a loan, and cheaper than payday loans. If your credit rating is bad, the unavoidable truth is that you will pay more interest than people with good credit ratings. It's normal. Because your credit score makes you look like a higher risk for any lender. It's unfortunately a commercial reality. However, that doesn't mean your only option is to end up being trapped into paying painfully high interest rates on a payday loan. So we'll show you all of the options available for people with bad credit ratings. So please do watch this video carefully. But before we do move on, I want to explain to you about payday loans and why you should always avoid them. Firstly, there are many people who still believe that payday loans are the only option if you have bad credit. The good news is that is not the case. Payday loans are expensive, painfully so, and often lead people into a vicious debt cycle, which then ends up just destroying their credit history. According to the CFPB, that's the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau, these loans average 400% APR. So let's think about that for a moment. If you borrow $100 from a payday lender, you'll have to pay back around $15 every 2 weeks. Now that is expensive. We'll post a link to the CFPB's article in the description below where you can read for yourself what they really think about payday loans. So sadly, too many people are still ending up with these types of loans. Here at Elite Personal Finance, we ran our own analysis and found that around 70% of people who have taken out these loans could get something cheaper. That's 70% of people. Or they could qualify to refinance their existing payday loans with a much better one. Now, you probably expect me to start listing off offers to tell you to register here and there and so on. So, we at Elite Personal Finance have always tried to help people make smart financial decisions and of course to help them save money. We're not here to scam you or to offer you something that just isn't right for you in this situation. And to be honest, our biggest tip really couldn't be clearer. If you do have bad credit rating, try to avoid getting a loan in the first place. Instead, wait. Simple as that. Just wait. Work on your credit score using some basic techniques to improve it. And then, and only then, get a loan. You see, even if you do qualify right now for a personal loan, if you do that, you're going to end up paying a much higher interest rate than you really need to. So instead, just stop and think for a moment. Do you have options to avoid getting a loan in the first place? For example, could you cut some of your daily expenses? Maybe find a cheaper store to buy food, or do you really need that extra bag of candy? The sort of thing. Or alternatively, could you work on increasing your income, if that's possible? Or could you ask for a cash advance from your workplace? Or even ask someone else that you know to help you out? There are so many options and you really do need to explore every single one of them. Try everything. The point is, they're all likely to cost you less than taking out a payday loan. So, if this does work for you, don't waste this time. Use it to then start working on your credit score. And once that improves, then that's the time to go get a loan. It sounds obvious, but people with a good credit rating pay very cheap interest rates and have many more options available to them. The problem comes, of course, if you are in the unfortunate situation where all else fails, you can't wait and you really do need to get a loan straight away. By definition, personal loans are unsecured loans paid in installments. Now, some lenders offer up to $100,000 for people with a good credit rating and, of course, a proven high income stream. But in most cases, the amounts tend to be between $30,000 to $50,000. Now, all personal lenders cap their APR anywhere between 5.99% to 35.99%. And this is a standard that all legitimate lenders use. So, if someone offers you a loan with an APR of over 35.99%, then you need to start asking some questions. Is this even a personal loan at all? I think we have a name for it, but we're not allowed to use that word in polite society. So, let me answer the most important question. Can I get a personal loan if I have bad credit? Well, the answer is yes, you can. But you also need to temper your expectations. Firstly, it's not going to be for a large amount. And secondly, it's not going to be the cheapest APR. Now, people with bad credit can typically get an APR of between, say, 15% to 35.99%. Now, okay, that's still not cheap, but you compare that to a payday loan of 400%, you start getting the picture, right? Okay, next question. So, where and how do I find a personal loan? It's simple, shop around. Now, at any given time, no one can tell you exactly where until you try. But do shop around. Apply to all personal bad credit lenders and see what they offer you. Make a list. Set it out clearly so you know exactly what you're being offered, so you can compare them all side by side. And to make your life easier, here at Elite Personal Finance, we've created the largest financial marketplace right here. And don't worry, we'll add that link in the description down below. But here you'll find all those financial products in one place. Loans, credit cards, credit reports, insurance, and so on. And sorry, yes, that was a quick ad, but really guys, we really do take this very seriously, and what drives us at Elite Personal Finance is a basic ethos to help people stop being ripped off. Now, we've actually created something really good for people who want to find the best financial products and help them save time in doing so. So I do suggest you go take a look, and I think you'll be pretty impressed. So, as I suggested, go through these sites and see what happens. You've nothing to lose. And all of them are totally free to apply to, and here's the thing, don't worry, all of these do what's called a soft inquiry onto your credit score. So it's a myth that doing this can lose you points on your score. So go ahead, go do it, and don't worry about it. Okay, so to wrap up, I want to give you a quick overview of what's actually happening in the personal loan market right now, and why what is happening is actually good news for you. So the first piece of good news is that you can get a personal loan easily, even if you do have bad credit. Also, if you've applied in the past and were denied, don't give up. It's a different world now. So as the market continues to evolve, more and more lenders are now offering online personal loans to borrowers of all credit scores. So what actually is happening in the market? Well, what we've seen is that as more companies have come into the marketplace over time, the competition's increased. And with this increased competition, lenders are now being forced to decrease their minimum credit score to compete and as a way to try and stay in business. But for you, this means higher approval rates and on better loan terms. We've also found that the credit scoring models have changed and evolved as well. Up until now, lenders just simply analyze your credit score. It was a pretty simple, pretty straightforward, and I have to say pretty blunt algorithm. But now they're looking at other factors like your work history, your education, your annual income, spending activity, and savings balance. All of which now gives you loads of opportunity to work on to overcome that bad credit score. So finally, a quick word on loan terms. Even if you do have bad credit, many lenders now offer higher loan amounts, lower APRs, flexible refinancing options, and charge no late payment fees. More importantly, loan contracts have become much more transparent, which obviously leads to less or oftentimes no hidden fees, which all in all is no bad thing. So keep your heads up. The lending market is improving. And here at Elite Personal Finance, we're good at what we do and we like to point you in the right direction. So please don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll let you know when we have more advice and help for you. In this video, we've talked about how to get a personal loan if you have bad credit. Now, unfortunately, not all people with bad credit will qualify for a personal loan. But there is still good news if this is you. There are many other types of loans available for those even with really bad credit. Things like secured loans, co-signer loans, credit union banks, credit cards, loan apps, and actually many other types of alternatives to payday loans. But we'll talk about all of them in our next video. And in that video, we'll give you some really interesting inside information that firstly, I'll bet you won't know about, and secondly, really could help you. So do make sure you don't miss our next video. Now, it's time for me to ask you something that'll really help us continue to keep bringing this valuable information to you. All you have to do is please just like this video, subscribe and share the video on your social media channels. We'll really appreciate it. Thank you. So to finish off, let me ask you a few questions. We're really interested in your experiences out there. So just pop a comment below and quickly tell us about your experiences with bad credit loans. For example, which personal loan companies have approved you and which have denied you? Is there anything you want to share with us about your lender? Also, what's the highest APR you've been offered or seen advertised, and where you think we can find the cheapest APR? We'd really like to read real reviews from people who actually have taken out loans, like you. And finally, we'd really love to know if you like our channel. And don't worry, do tell us the truth. We really do appreciate all feedback. So please leave a comment below. This is Angus Scott for Elite Personal Finance, and I'll see you next time, and thanks for watching.